Hello lads and lassies, it's me, your boy, Josh, and welcome back to another Kill la Kill. This is ramping up. We are on episode 9? I think, and it's a tournament arc. It's a tournament arc! I didn't even realize it was a tournament arc last episode, and here we are. It's a tournament arc, and well, really it's only Ryuko going up against the bracket of the Elite 5. Is it Elite 5? I think? Yeah, the Elite 5 or the Elite 4. So she has to go up against Gamagori, oh god, I cannot remember these long names. The blind guy, the tech guy, and I forgot what the girl did. And then I assume at the end of the bracket she has to fight, oh no, not Sasuke. Satsuki, Lady Satsuki. See, I knew if I said Sasuke I'd remember it, because I messed it up in the first episode. But yeah, I assume at the end of this she has to fight Lady Satsuki if she survives, or if she can even win. Because, the unbreakable shield, the immovable object, Gamagori, is her first fight. And before we get into this episode, we actually do have a couple of comments, seeing as I'm recording this, like, a few days before episode 8 drops. We have just a few comments from 6 and 7, so let's get right into those, lads. So legit, after watching this series, check out the Michael Sabas video of Kayla Kelly. There's so much to the show if you're willing to explore it. An example is the name of the school. Hanojumi Academy is an actual historical location used by legendary warlord Oda Nobunaga. And this isn't just a reference. Satsuki actually parallels Nobunaga's in a lot of the show. I just want you to know, I already put that video in my watch later for when I finish the show. There's going to be a screenshot of my horribly long watch later, but it is there. So as soon as I finish the show, I will be checking that out, because that sounds fairly interesting. Because I know that in the first few comments people were saying like, oh, this show goes so much deeper than the fan service. It's like there's so much behind the scenes, and like the little fact of how the school is actually based off of an actual historical site used by a warlord, and Satsuki is kind of paralleling that warlord. That's like, unless you either watch something or you know about that, you wouldn't catch that. So like, I'm very interested to see what that video is going to uncover, because I think the title of the show is like, or the title of the video, what's the thumbnail? It says something. It's like horny for freedom, fascism, and the fight for freedom. Like, bruh, like what an incredible title and thumbnail for your video. So I'm so interested to see that. I think it's like 40 minutes to an hour long. So yeah, when the show's done, I will completely watch that, because I actually really do enjoy those types of videos. Like if I can find something like a breakdown of a character or breakdown of the show behind the scenes, I usually watch them. So yeah, let's get on to the next comment. If you like the soundtrack, you should check out Blumenkreuz. That's Ragaya's theme, as well as Satsuki's theme. You just need to Google that one. One of, if not my favorite episode of the show. Mako's uniform was so good, based off of Japanese delinquent aesthetic. She even has that Jotaro hair hat thing going on. XD. Was that reference? Yeah, I said in the video that, 2 weeks ago, I said in the video where Mako became that, like where she got her awesome Goku uniform. It's like one of my favorite designs for the Goku uniforms we've seen so far. Like, I love it. It just looked cool. What can I say? The sandals, the cape. Also, it's Mako, so it just looked really good, and I didn't even notice the JoJo reference inside of that. I wonder what would have happened if Mako's family stayed 1 star, because they didn't really get caught up in the wealth then. So if Mako's family stayed 1 star, then I feel like, or if it depends. If Mako's family stayed 1 star and like that included Mako herself, then they would have just been so much better off. It would have been so good for them, like, because they that family deserves like they deserve better than their 0-star living. But when they went to 2, 3, then ultimately their final stars, like, yeah, that got, no wait, was it 3-star? When they got to the final star, it was pretty bad. Like, they were It was bad. So it would be interesting to see, like, if they couldn't go up any further in the star ratings. Like, what if that was just the new president for the show? Like, yeah, they made it. They got what they deserved in, like, their living situation. Or if the family stayed, but Mako and Ryuko continued to rise up in the ranks, and we see Mako end where she is now, or where she was in that episode, and, like, see how her family reacts to that. It's an interesting what if, but my god, the episode did so good with what we were given, like, how they presented all of it. Like, ugh. Still, that's probably one of my favorite episodes of the show. Of the 8 episodes I've seen, it's 7 and 6. Those two are very close together. Those were great episodes. And then finally, who is your favorite character? Yes, this is a question that I feel could go for every show, because it's such a broad question. And for me, actually, I need to bring up the comment, because I need to remember how to pronounce their names, or at least I butchered their names. But I feel like this is a very plain answer. Like, this is the answer you're gonna get the most. But for me, man, Ryuko, I love her. Like, I love her heroic punk-like attitude. That's just great. I mean, it's like, yeah, I love what we've gotten from Ryuko so far. I feel like there's so much more that we have to go with her character. And I just can't wait to see more. But very close seconds, and I said seconds, there's 2. Oh, boys. I hope I spelled these correctly enough for me to pronounce them. So Senagayama, which is the blind guy, and Gamagori. Now, Senagayama, like I said, one of the best episodes of the 8 that I've seen so far. It's just such a, like, at first, he was, just like, oh no, he's just a cool character. But then he blinded himself to show his devotion to his craft. Like, yeah, he's just super cool. Like, based on cool factor alone, he's up there for me. And then Gamagori, I feel like we've just scratched the surface. Like, that last episode was his episode, and I feel we're going to get much more this time around with episode 9, because, he is the first opponent. And I feel like those two, if they get more development, any more development, they can quickly rise up and take #1 or tie #1 with Ryuko. And of course, Mako, she's fun. She's a great character as well. It's like, but those 3 right there, Ryuko, Senagayama, and Gamagori, those are the top 3 right there. And it's a very close top 3. So let's get into this and see if Gamagori just excels past the top 3 and into the #1 spot, or if it just continues to stay this way. Tournament arc. Alright, so that was Satsuki versus Gamagori, and I semi-called it. I called it like a few seconds before it actually happened, so I'm not actually going to say like, oh, yes, I called it. But, dang, Gamagori, he's so confident! It's just like, why can I not remember your name? Sakujiyama? What did I say? What did I say here? Senagayama. It's just like Senagayama, at least in round 1. He's so confident in his abilities. He's so sure he won. Got her up in his, tried to suffocate her. Pulled her in very close with his, with a whip that came out of a very intriguing place. But he tried to suffocate her, and she just transformed right inside of her. I didn't even expect Senketsu to transform into a literal blade. But that he did do. And I love the little explanation that they gave, like, wow, you transformed, and you changed your transformation. And Senketsu, well, if he can do it, why can't I? And like, so Senketsu is sentient, as well as, I believe Satsuki's uniform. Have you heard it? I don't think we've heard it speak. I don't think we have. Her Kamui? I don't think we've heard Satsuki's speak, but it's way more aggressive than Senket's. But the blade look was so cool. It's blades everywhere. So, is that going to be the new look for the rest of the series, or is it just going to be? Nah, it's probably just going to be like for special times. He's like, I can just change my look on a whim now. So I wonder if we're going to bring it back in the case of the sword-like suit, or if she's fighting Senegayama. I was about to get my phone to remember that name. If she's fighting Senegayama, could Senketsu transform into more like armor kind of suit? Or like instead of a sword, oh wait, no, the scissor blade is different. So like, could he create like a shield? Like one of the shoulder pads just becomes a shield. That would be pretty interesting, but I don't know. But I think Gamagori's suit might be my favorite of the show that we've seen so far. I do not particularly like Senegayama's suit. I think it's way too big and clunky to be like a cool swordsman's suit. But like, I don't know, it's just like, it's a cool design, Senegayama's, but I just don't like it as a swordsman's Goku uniform. I don't know. But Gamagori's suit, man, looks so cool. So cool! Just like those shots where he's just there, like he's just standing there. It's so imposing. And in the flashbacks, when Satsuki like hit him and his shirt like got torn apart, I thought those were his abs. That's how strong I thought this man's was, but it was just some metal armor. But I legitimately thought, dang, the man has abs of iron. Like, he has metal abs, and no, it is just metal. It literally is metal abs in the sense of armor. But that's how strong I believed he was. And even with Satsuki, I know like they play around with proportions in the show a lot. They did that quite a bit, in, not to this extent, but they also did that a little bit in Gurren Lagann. But man, this show, they made him ginormous when he was going up against Satsuki. I think Satsuki was supposed to be a freshman at the time, or first year. And he was a third year, but still, he was like 10 feet tall, 5 feet wide of pure muscle. And just, like, you believe it. Like, you believe it. That could be that man's. Just, even without the uniform or the suit. But, man, his Goku uniform, like that second transformation, looks so cool. And when he broke out the circle disc, I was just something. The aesthetic itself, it's amazing. And Mako's Goku uniform has gone down to the second best that I've seen so far in the show. I'm interested to see Digitech. I don't know his name, or Digiplex, I think I've been calling him. I only call him that because mostly in the intro we see him kind of like turn into nothing. So I assume he has something to do with coding, and I think we'll also see him in the show like do some like computer stuff. So I wonder how he's going to end up. Like, I wonder what his fight is going to look like, because Gamagori easily could have way more, or at least he could be like even with Senegayama when it comes to like taking down students. But as he said, he only fights when he is aggravated, and no one in the right mind would aggravate him. Whereas the other three, I feel like they just like if you just like look at them wrong, they're gonna beat you. They're gonna beat you so hard. And I love Senegayama's little thing like, dang, I beat up too many losers. That's because he has to go last. Which, I mean, of course he goes last. It's like part 2, the rematch for Ryuko. Of course you're gonna put that guy last, because we actually seen him fight her. It's like there's something there. There's a reason why we're so invested in that fight, because we want to see Ryuko beat him more than everyone else. But I do feel very bad for Gamagori. I mean, he was about to He's about to kill himself. He's about to commit seppuku. But then Satsuki, I'm glad that it was Satsuki and not Ryoko. I mean, like, of course, like, if it was Ryoko, it'd been good too, because it shows her, like, heroic spirit. But I'm glad Satsuki was the one that stopped him, because it shows that she's not just, I am evil woman. It is, I'm evil, but I do look after my comrades if I believe they could still offer me something. Like, Senegayama, she was about to kick to the curb after his fight with Ryoko, but then he blinded himself to show his loyalty, also to prove himself as the ultimate fighter, and she saw that resolve. And she sees, even though his Goku uniform is destroyed, I mean, they're going to give him a new one, unless this arc ends here. What episode we're on? This is episode 10, or the one that I'm going to do next is episode 10. Digiplex 11. 12 would be the music girl. I think she does music. I think I'm remembering, like, in the Trigger episode, she had, like, her music band doing some stuff. 13 would be Senegayama, and then 14 could be the cooldown where she learns about her dad, or she loses against Satsuki, or maybe she even loses against one, like, she just loses, like, against Digiplex next episode. But that'd take us to 14. There's like 24-ish episodes in the season. Is it 24 or 27? Something like that. I think it's 24. I don't know. I could see this arc going for the entire 24 episodes, or I could see them splitting the series up by, like, this is the first half, this is the second half. And why would you not end the first half with a tournament arc? I mean, that's just the most hype way you can end it. So yeah, I feel bad for Gamagori that, like, he, in the sense that he lost and was about to kill himself. But I love that Satsuki was there to stop him from doing that. Like, show me your, like, you have resolve. Wipe those tears off. There's still more in there. And then just like the little, like, just the little things. Like, we see, the other three of the Elite Four. They're just talking, but they're also, like, dodging. Like, whoop. Yeah, I guess Ryoko's just doomed here. Like, just, yeah, I get it. And then you see, like, these whips coming, like, centimeters to them. It's just the little things like that. And then Mako's family. Just, oh yeah, don't worry, I stole this TV years ago. Why isn't it turning on? It's empty. How do you steal an empty TV? Did someone just, like, leave it outside of their house? Is it a fish tank that is supposed to look like a TV? Like, how does this happen? Of course, Mako's brother would be the one to have accidentally done it, but still, the question is still there. And then just, honey, we're going to the supermarket, we're gonna get a new TV! And they're just watching the fight. Senket's catching Ryoko by the, what's the word? Ah, shoot, I actually forgot the word. It's like what farmers wear, like the straps here. Well, she certainly gave the world something to watch. Man, that cameraman was so happy. Oh man, I love that she just stopped caring, really. Now, like, in episode 1, she's like, "Oh God, what is this?" And now she's just like, "Yeah, I accidentally flashed the world, but I have a fight to do. I have a fight to win, so that's not priority right now." And yeah, the last thing here, we have a hint of what Satsuki's planning. She's building an she's using the school to build an army for herself. And she's been recruiting, obviously she's been recruiting the elites since middle school. I don't know about the music girl or Digiplex, but, excuse me, I don't know about those two, but at least Senegayama and Gamagori, they've been recruited since middle school. And she's been turning them, like, Senegayama was like a rival school that she beat. And then Gamagori literally had different ideals from her. Could not stand the kind of person she was. And she still convinced him to fight for her. After beating him actually, he was the first to make her pull out her sword that we've seen in of the 2 flashbacks. in the sense that I think her hilt got stuck in his armor, and she actually had to pull it out, which just shows how strong he was, or how strong he is. In the fact that, like, it's a pretty big deal. I think like we haven't seen her pull her sword in those flashbacks at all. It's always been inside its hilt or its scabbard. And she's building an army to stand against everything that the world stands for. And she will rebuild the world in her new image. Which makes me, so like, her image is the strong, I think, I would believe, but maybe it's something else that we haven't seen yet. And it's just like what's the saying? Just the tip of the iceberg. I feel like there's so much more here. And I cannot wait to see where this show goes. What is this fight with Digiplex going to look like? Are we going to get Digiplex and the Music Girl in the same episode? Or are we going to go one episode of fight? Is this the end of an arc? Is this the beginning of something new? Only, well, you lads know. I don't. So keep it spoiler free down there. And yeah, let me know, what did you like about this episode the most? Just leave a comment down below, and you see I read them once they catch up to me on video, in the videos, and whew, man, just I cannot get that suit out of my head. Like Gamagori's Goku uniform looks incredible. It looks beautiful, and now it's destroyed, gone temporarily until a new one is built. Someone get that man a towel and a hug, because he needs it. But yes, lads, see you next week for more Kill la Kill. If you enjoyed this reaction, maybe you'll like my Gurren Lagann reactions. The entire series, plus the movies, are up on the channel right now. I finished that 2 months ago, maybe. I still cannot recover. Such a great show. And I am also going through Darling in the Franxx on the channel as well. So if you want to see that, click the cards in the description, or go to our playlist section in the channel. They should be the top couple playlists. If you want to see some live action stuff, or if you want to see the boys, Micaiah and Anthony. We're also going through Loki, The Bad Batch, Avatar: The Last Airbender. I said live action. 2 of those were animated. Yes, I am aware, but they are also in those. WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah, those are live action. So yeah, there's a lot on the channel that you guys can just check out. Mandalorian, if you're into that. If you like anime, Micaiah and I are going through My Hero Academia. I am taking him through it. I'm trying to catch him up because I have not seen Season 5 yet, and I really want to. We just started Season 4, behind the scenes on YouTube. Season, the Stain arc, we just finished that up. So lots of stuff on the channel, and see you next week for more Kill la Kill, because, oh man, I'm so interested in what these fights are going to look like, because I do not know what Digiplex does, really, and then the Music Girl, I assume Sonic attacks, but the show literally brought out, like, a guy that, they brought out a Hulk that uses a whip, so, I don't know. See you next week for more. Leave a like, subscribe, notification bell, and all that, and adios.